Good morning, fifth grade. Here we are with understanding multiplication. I always think of multiplication as equal groups. We have to have equal groups to be able to have anything with multiplication. I am on page 38 of our packet. Sorry. What are some ways to think about multiplication? You have looked at multiplication as joining equal groups. When you know the number of groups and the number of objects in each group, you can multiply to find the total. If you have 3 groups of 5 stars each is another key word when it comes to multiplication or division. You will have 15 stars in all because we have 3 groups, 1, 2, 3, with 5 in each group. So I could say 5 plus 5 plus 5. Or I know I could say 3 groups of 5 equals 15. I could use it as repeated addition. 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 15. Now, think multiplication is also a way to compare two numbers? Think. Multiplication is also a way to compare two numbers. Well, I know when I compare, I see which one is less than, greater than, or equal to. If you want to find the number that is 3 times as many as 5, 3 times as many as 5, 3 times 5. You also multiply. You can draw a model to represent the situation. Show 5 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Show 3 times as many. There's 1 group, 2 group, 3 groups. So 3 times as many as 5 is 15. The model shows that 15 is 3 times as many as 5. You can write that comparison as a multiplication equation. And remember, multiplication equations always have factors and the product. So I could also write this as 15 equals 3 times 5. Let's go to page 39. Flip it over. All right, think. Again, we need to think about these things. When you multiply, the order of the factors does not matter. Well, we know that because I know 3 times 5 equals 15. So 5 times 3 is also going to give me 15. Show 3 stars. 1, 2, 3. Show 5 times as many. Times, I can hear that word. So I know I'm going to need to multiply. I have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. The model shows that 15 is 5 times as many as 3. You can write that comparison as a multiplication equation. 15 equals 5 times 3. You can think about any multiplication equation as 2 comparisons. 2 comparisons. Well, let's see. For example, the equation 5 times 7 equals 35 shows 2 comparisons. 35 is 5 times as many as 7. 35 is 7 times as many as 5. So when I think of that, I think of 5 times 7 equals 35. And I also think of 7 times 5 equals 35. And remember, this is called the commutative property of multiplication, because when you flip the factors around, it does not matter because it does not change the product or the answer of a multiplication problem. Now you'll have a chance to think about more multiplication as a comparison. You will find that using models can help you explain your thinking. And I love using models because I think models is the easiest way to think about multiplication. On the lines below, Use words to describe 2 ways you can think about 8 times 5 equals 40 as a comparison. I wonder how we could think of 8 times 5 equals 40 as a comparison. All right, sorry about that. Describe 2 ways you could think about. Well, I could think about as 40 is 8 times as many as 5. I could also say 40 is, and use this, is 5 times as many as 8. Let's explore the idea. You can use bar models to help you understand multiplication as a comparison. In bar models, this is kind of another way of using the models to help you. Look at the following model. Well, this first number is a 2. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 equals 8. Describe the comparison the model shows. So let's describe the comparison the model shows. Well, use words. 8 is blank times as many as blank. So 8 is 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 is 4 times as many as 2. Use the equation. Use an equation. 4 times 2 equals 8. Tucker and Abel are brothers. Tucker is 6 years old, and Abel is 3 times as old as Tucker. Label the bar model below to show the relationship between the numbers in the problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read that problem again, because I know that I need to read it again to get it into my head. Tucker and Abel are brothers. Tucker is 6 years old, and Abel is 3 times as old as Tucker. Label the bar model below to show the relationship between the numbers in the problem. Well, I know Tucker, so this says Tucker here. I know Tucker is 6 years old, and Abel is 3 times as many. So I know 6 times 3 is going to give me what? Well, since Abel is 3 times, I'm going to have to multiply or add to find my equation. So I could write 6 plus 6 plus 6. Well, 6 plus 6 is 18. So 6 times 3 must be 18. Number 4. So let's try these 2 problems. Draw and label a bar graph to show the number that is 4 times as many as 8. So I know 4 times as many as 8. So it must be 4 times 8. So I'm going to have, remember, my first number is my number of groups. The second number is going to tell me how many in each group. Okay, so it says it's 4 times as many as 8. So the given number I know is 8. 4 times as many, I'm going to have 4 boxes, because it's going to be 8, 8, 8, and 8. I also know that 4 groups of 8 equal 32. I could also say the number of groups I have. I have 4. Number in each group, well, I have 8 in each group. 4 times 8 equals 32. All right, number 5. Draw and label a bar model to show a number that is 6 times as many as 9. So think about it. You want 6 times as many as 9. Number 5, we will go over in our Zoom meeting today. All right, so here is a few more that we're going to do, and then I may have you do some on your own. Okay, it says write a word problem that the bar model in problem 2 can represent. So here's our bar model in number 2. Look at the following model. 2, and it is 4 times as many, so it's going to be 2 times 4 equals 8. I could write it as Mary has 2 pencils. Gail has 4 times as many pencils. How many pencils does Gail have? All right, I want you also to do number 6 before you come to our Zoom meeting, because I will have us share them later. So Mary has 2 pencils. Gail has 4 times as many pencils. How many pencils does Gail have? Well, Mary has 2 pencils, so has 4 times as many. So I could also draw something to help me figure that out. I know I have 4 groups, so it's going to be 4 times 2 equals 8. And if I don't know my multiplication facts, I could do 2, 4, 6, 8. All right, here we go. Gabby read 4 times as many books as Mark. Ooh. So Gabby read 4 times as many books as Mark. Mark read 5 books. Draw a bar model that represents the number of books Gabby read. All right. I also want you to bring this to our Zoom meeting. And that is all that we're going to do for right now. I know it does say a little bit more, but we're going to stop there. I will see you in our Zoom meeting